Let me close my Skype.
Hello there, everybody. My name is David Ingham, and welcome to this Karatbars Home Business Reviews. And you're at the right place if you want to find out about how to build a Karatbars business. I do this Google Hangout every single Tuesday night at 9 o'clock UK time, and I've got a Karatbars leader, Tammy Morrison, all the way from Tennessee out in the US. I'm based in the UK, who does the call for me. And you guys need to get a pen, get some paper, and take some notes, because Tammy is going to share with you on how you can start a Karatbars business, how you can create an income from home, and why Karatbars is experiencing massive growth at the moment. We've got some great sponsorships with Real Madrid. We've also got some sponsorships with MotoGP. So don't go anywhere, because you don't want to miss out. So Tammy, I'm going to hand it over to you. And thank you so much for taking your time out to doing these calls every Tuesday. I really appreciate what you do for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. So hello, everyone. I just want to say hi. My name is Tammy Morrison from Hendersonville, Tennessee, way across the pond. Sorry if I have a funny accent. You guys have a funny accent for me, but I like it. I've been with Karatbars since the very beginning. You know, when we first had this notion of we wanted to do something differently, because in 2007 I made a very conscious decision that I would not be participating in anything that had anything to do with a product that I could go down to my local, big box store and buy something like it. And God had a different plan for me. He brought me gold. And I'm pretty sure I cannot go down to my big box store and buy gold. And so when he did that, I had to really take a strong look at my decision and realize that that fell outside the box of my decision. And so I had to make that, that leap of faith to do this again. This is my 13th company. I've made money in some. I've failed miserably in others. I've lost a lot of money along the way. I've made some money, but Karatbars is my home. I am 100% committed to everything that we do on a daily basis. I'm 100% committed to this company, and I'll be here until they, as they say, lay dirt on me. And we had a meeting in Aruba this past week. I was there from Wednesday to Sunday, and we had just a tremendous time. The people of Aruba are so into Karatbars and what it can do for their future. They're out there on a little tiny island, I think it's 19 miles long, 9 miles wide, but everyone in Aruba knows about Karatbars. When I went to pay for lunch one day, I pulled out my Karatbars card, and the girl goes, "Oh, I'm a Karatbars affiliate." I was like, "Great, come to the meeting on Saturday." We had some tremendous speakers, and Mr. Harold Seitz actually flew in from Stuttgart, Germany to Aruba to celebrate his birthday on Thursday night with us. So that was an amazing time that we had, and this past week really solidified for me the family that we have, because, Aruba, on their license plate, it says One Happy Island. And we've turned that into one happy family. And that's what we truly are. And I'm just so pleased to be here with you and honored that you want me to do these for you and do these calls for you. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started with the slides. I may talk a little around the slides today, if that's okay. Yeah? All right. So go ahead and upload it. Guys, pay attention. I've got some things that I'm going to say probably towards the end that you might want to write down. So, oh good, I can put on my glasses because no one can see me. All right, with Karatbars International, we are, like I said, a family. We have a team culture. And, culture is something that's always taught in corporate America, that you have to have that team culture. Out of all the companies that I've worked with, our team culture is by far the strongest team culture that I've ever had the pleasure of doing business with, because we truly care for one another. We're like I said, a family. We have a community Facebook page where you can go in once you're a member and have purchased a package. You can join that and learn everything that you want. You can get motivation. You can get information. You can ask questions. You can do whatever you want to. So that is there for you guys. We also have support. When you join our team, you know, so many times you join a company and you sign up and you're all excited, and then all of a sudden your sponsor just disappears. That will not happen with Karatbars, and if it does, you need to call me and tell me, okay? Because that's not the way we operate at Karatbars. We support our people. We offer full-fledged training on anything and everything that you want. We have these Google Hangouts that we do. If you decide to come in and you want to do a Google Hangout, I'll do one for you. So, you know, my time is your time, and that's the way it should be, because there's a lot of people in this industry that once they make it to the top and they're, you know, living in their big houses. I don't live in a big house. You know, I don't drive a Lamborghini or anything. I'm just me. I haven't changed at all. And, you know, God humbled me very much back in 2011, 2012. We were, as I say, I was broke and I was broken. But He had a plan for me. And that plan was to humble me enough that I realized I was replaceable. And that's the sad thing about any type of job. I don't care what kind of job you are, you're always replaceable, because they're always going to find somebody that's going to be able to do it for less money. So with Karatbars, you don't have to ever get worried about being laid off. You know, you can actually, you know, take 3 days off and nobody really cares. Nobody's going to be breathing down your neck. I take a 6-week vacation every summer, and I love it. I spend 2 weeks, you know, with my family out of town. I spend 2 weeks, a week before getting ready to go out of town, the week after getting the girls ready to go back to school, and then just 2 weeks of just, you know, me time and my husband time, because it's go all the time for me. And so, you know, you get to choose when you work. You get to choose how much or how little you work. Of course, the more you work, the more money you make. We have questions and answers. We do webinars every day. It's 12 noon Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. I think the best one for you guys is the 12 noon Eastern, and you can figure that out in your own time zone. But we have those webinars 7 days a week. We don't take any time off. We even did them over the holidays. You know, we had one on Christmas. I couldn't believe they did one on Christmas, but they did. And I always open mine up for a Q&A after the presentation. And then we also have our very own Skype room. Once your package is purchased, and you can get into that Skype room and, again, get that family feel, that motivation, and ask any questions that you might have. So next slide, David. All right, so Karatbars International. You know, I'm a big believer in power of intention, dreaming, goal setting. Big believer in The Secret. I've been reading that book for years, or listened to the audio for years and years and years, and things have manifested in my life because of that. Because I had a dream, and I dreamed it, and therefore I did it. You know, and I encourage everyone, you know, get out a piece of paper tonight and write down your goals. You know, what do you want out of your life? And I always do short-term goals and long-term goals. And they need to be written down, and you need to seal them. And once you write them down, they become more than just wishes. They become an actual solid goal. I did this at the end of 2010. Right before all of the financial hardship came along. At the end of 2010, I wrote down everything that I wanted to manifest into my life. And it was probably January, February of 2013, when we were remodeling the house, that I opened up my roll-top desk, and stuffed down in the back was a manila envelope. And I pulled it out, and it said 2010 goals. I opened it up, and every single thing on those 2 pieces of paper had come to fruition. It took a few years, took a couple years, but it had all come to fruition. And That proves to me then and there that when I write down a goal, it is no longer a wish, it's an intention. And the universe will put people, places, and circumstances into your life to make those intentions come to fruition. So next slide. So welcome to Karatbars International. Next slide. This is our corporate headquarters in Stuttgart, Germany. We have been in operation since April of 2011. When we first started, we were in a much smaller building in the Rodeo Drive, as they call it, district of Stuttgart, above a high-end clothing store. We outgrew that location. We just moved to this location quite a few months ago. It's much bigger than what we have, and you know that tells me I'm with the right company. If they're having to move because we're growing at the pace that we're growing at, then I will stay with this company. We are fully debt-free. That building is paid for. Everything that we have is paid for, down to the cars that the management drives. We're currently serving 123 countries. Now think about this, guys. In 2011, we were open in 2 countries, U.S. and Canada. Now we're in 123 countries, and we're adding more and more. And our goal is to be completely worldwide in the countries that will allow gold to be shipped into their country. We specialize in the production of small, transaction-friendly 999.9 gold bullion bars. Now, when I say that, I want you guys not to ever buy into the idea when someone says gold is gold. Gold is not just gold. There's so many types of grades of gold, just like diamonds. You know, you've got your jewelry grade gold, you've got your coin grade gold, you've got, you know, some bar golds are not what they say that they really are. In fact, it's very scary out there because there's a lot of fake gold going around. It looks like gold, but when it's actually opened up, it's tungsten wrapped in silver. That's why I love Karatbars, because I know that when I'm ordering gold, exchanging my paper fiat currency for gold, I am getting the real deal. We are the Maserati of gold. There's some things that I'll talk about here in a little bit about what we're doing with our product that makes it unlike any other product in the world, any other piece of gold in the world. We do have delivery or free storage options available. So next slide. This is Mr. Harold Sides. He just turned 50-something. I think it was 39, he said. He's the owner, founder, and visionary of Karatbars International. He does not have to do what he does. He was financially stable by the time he was in his 40s and really never had to work. But he had a vision because he watched his parents go through the decline of the German currency. He's heard stories about his grandparents, and he knew that it was his vision and his goal in life to make sure that people understood there's a better way to save your money. Okay? If you're saving money in paper, that's not good. But if you're saving your money in gold bullion, that's the way to go. So his mission statement is to produce the highest quality gold available in the market, make it easily accessible to the masses of honest people around the world at a price point that everyone can afford. His goal is to help Karatbars help millions find financial freedom from their current system of debt. Next slide. Now, when we talk about the U.S. dollar, you know, it started out in 1913 and made a dollar. Guess what it was worth? $1. But that has never been worth $1 since then. If you look at it 10 years later, it had dropped to over half of what it was worth. 50 cents. $1 was actually worth 50 cents. It took a little spike there for a little bit. And then in 1971, when Richard Nixon closed the gold window, all he did was take the gold standard off, and then we started printing more money to make up for what he did. I know you guys are in different countries, but this is the story of our dollar. And you know, it's amazing to me. This is from 2013. If you bring this up to 2015, our dollar's worth about 2 cents compared to what it was worth in 1913, meaning it has 2 cents of purchasing power versus what it had in 1913. I mean, think about it. When you go to the store and you buy something, you know, I mean, everything is, people say, well, things are so expensive. Everything's so expensive. Why is everything so expensive? It's not that it's more expensive. It's just that your dollar is worth less Therefore, it takes more dollars or more pounds or whatever you guys use to create what it takes to purchase that item that you want. So next slide. If you had $100,000 of cash in 1932, it's only worth, and you buried it in your backyard and somebody dug it up today, it would have $2,000 of purchasing power. Remember, the dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power. And I know we're talking about the dollar, but this is happening with currencies worldwide. I don't care what type of currency you're in, your currency is declining each and every day. But if you had taken that same $100,000 and transferred it for some gold and buried it in your backyard, you dig it up today, it's going to be worth over $4.4 million. So we know we're with the right company because they had to move to a larger location. Then we know we got the right product because it is increased in value by that much. Do I see it ever going down? No. Do I see it going way up? Absolutely. So next slide. So we have a very simple solution here at Karatbars International. You take your funny money, whatever currency your country deals in. We call it funny money because it's backed by nothing but debt and a promise. Because the more debt we incur as nations, the more money they're going to print, the faster those printing presses are going to go. And when you put more money into the economy, no matter where you live, it decreases the value of what you already have. But if you take that same money and you transfer it, not buy, we transfer money, we exchange money, much like if I gave you $1, you gave me 4 quarters. That's what we do. We don't buy anything at Karatbars. We exchange. We exchange it for real money, which is gold, and we put it in our gold piggy bank. So next slide. Let's talk about our product for just a minute. We have a unique serial number that's applied to each bar. It's stamped by the LBMA accredited refinery. Now, LBMA stands for London Bullion Market Association. There's about 55 or so accredited refineries out of the thousands and thousands of refineries across the world. Mr. Seitz has contracts with 3 of those refineries. That in itself is a feat. That is something that is to be proud of, that we have these contracts with these accredited refineries. It's Attaché, Nadir, and Tagassa. We have 24 karat pure gold, 999.9 fineness. You cannot find it any better than that. It's available in small 1 gram, 2.5 gram, and 5 gram units. Now people always say, well, why don't we have ounces? We don't, because we want to make sure that each and every person can afford what we have. But it's not very hard to get an ounce of gold. You got to buy 6 5-gram cards and 1 1-gram card, and that's an ounce of gold. So we make it affordable for the masses. And the hologram security feature, guys, let me tell you what we've done now. Okay, we're going to take this slide out next week. I'm going to get you the new ones, David. But the hologram security feature is gone. And everybody was upset at first. They're saying, hey, that's our selling point. We got something so much better, guys. Our Karatbars logo is actually raised on the back of the card. It serves as much more security than the hologram did. And then we take the gold and it's dipped in a liquid, which gives it DNA and also genetic markers. So when you put a black light on our gold, it tells us exactly what that gold is. So there's no thinking that maybe it might not be real. Everything that comes out of Karatbars is real. You know why? Because we are highly audited and governed by very strict German laws. And you do not want to mess with the German government. So everything we do is done perfectly, because the best time to do the right thing is all the time. So next slide. We also have our new Karatbars gold coin. I love this one because people say, why just collect coins? Well, a little bit of bad news for those guys that say, I just want coins. Whatever country you live on or live in, that coin has that country's name on it. Okay, so if they were ever to call in all the gold coins, which has been done in the past, then you have to turn that coin in, because you're just excuse me, you're just a renter of that coin. Okay, you're the bearer of that coin. It does not have your name on it. So that's what's so great about Karatbars. It's private issue gold. Nobody's going to take it from you. But this is our coin. So for those of you who say, well, I just collect coins, great, because we have our own coin now. All right, next slide. We also have what we call specialty cards and branding cards. Just as if you would go in and buy a gift card for a nephew that's graduating high school, or maybe a couple that's getting married, or a couple that's getting a new baby, or you want to give your wife one for Valentine's Day. We have a very large selection of what we call specialty cards. We also have a contract with the Vatican to produce 100,000 Pope John Paul II, probably one of the most beloved popes of all, 100,000 of his commemorative cards. You can also do what's called a branding card. Let's say that you're a car dealership or a realtor or someone that sells a high-ticket item that gives away something when someone purchases a car from you. You're going to give them a gram of gold, and you can make it look however you want to. You can have a picture of your dealership, a picture of the car like you see here. You would have your name, your address, your phone number, maybe even an email on the front of it, and you can make it look really nice. And so when people buy those high-ticket items, instead of giving them something that's going to expire or something that's going to just, sit outside in their garage, you're actually giving them gold. And that's why, I think it's an awesome idea. We had a realtor over in the U.S. somewhere, and she was struggling. She wasn't selling that many houses. Well, she gave away a gram of gold to someone that bought a house from her. And now she can't keep up, because this guy's out. He's got it in his wallet. He hears somebody's looking for a house, and he says, hey, write down this information. Call this woman. She gives you gold when you buy a home. So that, to me, is just amazing. So next slide. All right, so when we look at the Karatbar, okay, the Karatbar does not look like this anymore. We have a brand new looking Karatbar that's really, really pretty. But we still have the authenticity stamp. We still have the assayed weight, fineness, and purity. We also have the LVMA stamp, the serial number on the front, the QR code, and then, of course, pure 999.9 24-karat gold bullion bar. The Karatbar's logo is in there, and you'll also be able to see what refinery that it came from. So gold with the LVMA stamp is designated as what they call good gold, or it's on the good gold delivery list, which means this is the only type of gold that banks and countries can settle debt amongst themselves. In addition to that, we also talked about earlier, we're going to dip it in a DNA liquid, and then we're also it's going to have the genetic markers and also the DNA in it as well. So next slide. This is what David was talking about. We're starting to really reach out and get sponsorships. Now, they're in Germany. If it were here, we'd have a NASCAR, but we have a motorcycle. Ricky Cartas, who was an extremely well-known motocross guy. He just did a race here in Austin, Texas. I was in Aruba when it happened. They're doing another race. He's doing another race in Indianapolis coming up in May. So he actually has, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but on the left and the right-hand side of his bike, it says Karatbars, and then on his helmet, it has the Karatbars logo as well. So this is giving us, a lot of attention. People are really going, wow, it's a Karatbars motorcycle. That's awesome. We also have sponsorships, and I don't know if you have these on the slides. Can you go to the next slide, David? Yes, the Real Madrid football team, we're going to be able to sell their merchandise, and it's just an amazing partnership that Harold put together. When I talk about him, it's hard for me not to get emotional, simply because we were sitting at a meeting in Aruba, and he told them, I was on one side, Cheryl and my sponsor was on the other side, and he says, these are my angels. and they will take care of you, and we will. That's the whole thing, is we take care of everyone. But with the Real Madrid, we got the agreement with them to make a branding card, sell them in the back office, any merchandise or whatever. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but it's a big deal. That's all I know. I don't know football. It's soccer to me, but it's a big deal what we did. So next slide. All right, so let's talk about the compensation plan just a little bit. We get paid in 7 different ways, okay? We have our unilevel commission, and then we have our dual system commission. 5 of those are in the unilevel, which is a free account. The other 2 are in the dual package bonus, but those other 2 can far, far, far outweigh the first one. So next slide. I'm seeing black. Oh, next, there we go. All right, dual system pay plan. We call it a dual system because guess what? You get paid 2 ways. Let's say that you come in the unilevel and you get a free account. You never upgrade your account. You never buy a package. You never even exchange money for gold. But let's say that you refer someone to save money in gold. Oh, go back. Let's say that you refer someone to save money in gold. Every time that they make a deposit and you hit a certain level, then you're going to be able to participate in our unilevel program, and you're going to make a little bit of money. It's not going to be a big amount of money. It's going to be more like a thanks, kind of money. But it is possible that you can come in for free, never, ever, ever exchange money, just simply referring people to this program, and you will earn money. But no purchase is necessary to earn. It's a monthly payout. It gets ran on the 11th, posted in your back office, and then it will be paid out on the following Friday. So we get paid every Friday like clockwork. The second one is the dual team, and that's optional. I'm telling you guys, though, for me, it was not an option. It didn't matter what I had to do to buy that package. I did what I had to do. So your dual team, all of the people in your unilevel, all of the people that are, just little what we call smurfs, little blue dots in your back office, they're all going to fall into one of your 2 legs. Okay, so there is a video at or not a video, but a phone call at karatgoldmine.com that I would like everyone to watch, and it's a power leg building strategy. It can teach you how to teach your team how to correctly structure their team. And, a lot of people, they'll come in and try to build it like a matrix, and then people get left in the middle and they get left behind. With Karatbars, you always want to be putting people either left or you want to be putting them right. And then when people join, they're going to do the same thing. They're either going to place people left or they're going to place people right. I've seen people that have never made a dime in network marketing starting to really make some serious money with this program. So we do have, as far as the business package goes, we have bronze, silver, gold, and VIP. And this is necessary for you to open the key to the vault to participate in the dual system. So next slide. All right, this is our Karatbars private issue MasterCard. I tell everyone you need 3 things to work Karatbars. You need a Karatbars MasterCard, because when people say that's not real, you hold that up. Kind of shuts them up pretty quickly, simply because MasterCard does not hand these out. You have to actually earn this. You have to be completely vetted by MasterCard and prove to them that you are financially stable in order to do this. The 12 previous companies that I worked with, no one had a card with their name on it, but our name is on our card. And, the cool thing about, using it is people, they look at it, they want to see it because it's pretty. It's very, very pretty. The other thing that you need to work this business is you need a gram of gold. So I tell everyone, if it's possible, there's sometimes, I understand sometimes in life when it's not possible for someone to come up with, I think it's $317 or something like that for the silver package. It's only $100 and something for the bronze package. Sometimes people just don't have it. But here's the thing, come in at bronze and get to silver as fast as you can, because you're going to get that gram of gold. Okay, you're going to be able to pre-order your MasterCard once your KYC documents, your customer documents are approved. You can go ahead and pre-order that MasterCard. The MasterCard's going to come in about 2 weeks. Your Your package will come in about 2 weeks, and then you have 2 of the 3 selling tools that you need to work Karatbars. The third thing you need is a mouse. That's it. You have to have a Karatbars MasterCard, a gram of gold, and a mouse. Now, if you're shy, a note will work, but I encourage everyone to step outside their comfort zone and really do the things that make them uncomfortable, because if you do it once, twice, 3 times, that 4th time it'll be like, well, this isn't so bad at all. I can do this. I can talk to people. So next slide, please. We offer full training on everything that we do. Once you come in, you'll learn the pay plan inside and out. You'll learn how to build those power leg, how to do that strategy. You'll learn, you don't need to learn everything there is about gold. That's what's so great. That's what your senior leaders are for. And on this team, I'm your senior leader. So you would have full access to me when and if you needed me, which, I tell everyone, let's do a little training sessions, and then I will do some 3-way calls with you over Skype, because I know, we couldn't do them over the phone, but we can do 3-way calls over Skype. And then once you get it, then I let you go, because when you come into this company, you're what we call milk. Okay, you're just coming in and you're just milk. But very, very quickly you can rise to the top and become that cream that's on top of the milk. And my favorite thing in the world is working with the people who are still milk and creating them into cream. And then that way they can start working with the people who are milk to create them to be cream. And you don't work with the cream, because the cream rises to the top, right? And that's what's so exciting about this, is we're creating not an army of followers, we're creating an army of leaders. And we teach you how to do what needs to be done to become a leader. Each team has different conference calls or Google Hangouts that we do. We have, like I said before, a global daily webinar at 12 noon Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern at karatbarswebinar.com. We have 14 webinars a week. There's no reason that somebody can't get to one of them, because we have 14 of them a week. And then we also have our live team events. We had our first one in Nashville, Tennessee, back in October of 2013, where I turned in my corporate resignation forever. I will never work another job. This will be what I do for the rest of my life. We had another one in May of 2014 in Miami. We had one in November of 2014 in Las Vegas. And we're planning our next one. I'm not going to disclose when or where, but it's in the very infancy stages of planning that. And then, of course, we had our Aruba event. It wasn't a corporate sponsored event, but nevertheless, it was very successful. We got them all fired up again, and they're ready to go, and they're ready to visit those neighboring islands around there and create what we call bullionaires. We're not billionaires, but we're bullionaires. So next slide, please. All right, so that's it. If you're new on this call, is this the first Google Hangout you've been to? I want you to just get back to the person who introduced you to this Google Hangout. One thing I want to say is we talk all the time about get in, get started, get committed. Well, a lot of people have gotten in, but they haven't started. Okay, they're in, they got their free position. And I don't know if they think that the direct sales marketing fairy is going to come down and just magically put people in their downline, but that's really not how it works. But then there are people that have gotten started, okay, and they're doing well in the business, but they're not committed, okay, because every time a shiny object flies by their face, they got to grab onto it. Maybe I'll make more money over here. Maybe I'll make more money over here. I can tell you guys, each and every person that has left Karatbars that I know of, they always come back. There's a lot of shiny objects out there, but there is absolutely nothing like Karatbars. I have been through hundreds and hundreds of pay plans. Nothing compares to what we have. We have the best product. We have the best management. We have the best leadership. We have the best CEO in the world. We pay on time, every day. We've been in business for 4 years. That says a lot. And think about that. In 4 years, we went from 2 countries to 123 countries, and we went from having no unilevel, or just the unilevel at all, not a dual system, to creating a dual team system that can change your life. It changed mine. And if it can change a dumb blonde from Tennessee, it can change anybody's life. So I'm really not a dumb blonde. I'm pretty smart. But, just think about it, and I read something. I'm going to read something today in the Skype room. And this was, to me, was a very profound statement. And this is what, when people ask what you're doing or what your business is about, I thought this was great. We're a rapidly growing international movement, not a company, not a business. We're a rapidly growing international movement that teaches by example a practical, affordable, and proven approach on the correct way to truly save, build wealth, and become debt-free. And that, to me, just resonated. That's the best 30-second elevator speech I think I've ever heard.
That's amazing.
Yeah, let me read it again. We're a rapidly growing international movement that teaches by example a practical, affordable, proven approach on the correct way to truly save, build wealth, and become debt-free. And to me, that was like, when I read that, I was like, whoa, that's good. Who said that? Who made that up? I think it was Dave that made that up. But with Karatbars, you can't get hurt. That's the great thing about it, is you cannot get hurt. You come in, and let me give you an example. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. Our pay plan, it's fairly simple. To me, it's simple, but I know it backwards and forwards. You don't need to know it backwards and forwards. But let me tell you really quickly how it would work. Let's say that you came in and you purchased a silver package. Okay, you didn't want to be bronze, and you couldn't afford the gold or the VIP yet. We get that. It's okay. You can always upgrade just by paying the difference. But let's say that you came in as a silver and you paid $321 for your package. And you went out and shared this with 2 very, very lucky individuals because you thought enough of them to share this with them. And they said they get it, right? You talked to, Bill and John. And Bill and John said, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Trust me, I've been around for a while. I've heard that a lot. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. But Bill and John decide to come in at the top level. They want to be VIPs. They want to max out the pay plan. So when they do that, you're going to get a direct commission on the packages they purchase. Okay, so you're a silver member, that's 10%. So being as a VIPs running around $1,800, you're going to make $180 off each person. What just happened? You paid for your package and you're already $60 in profit, and all you did was introduce it to 2 people who got it, who said, I want to come in and make the most money. That's all you did. But in addition to that, as you're bringing people into the company, you create what we call units. Okay, so one comes on your left side, one comes on your right side. A VIP package is worth 100 units. It takes 25 units on one side and 50 on another to do what we call a dual team payout, or a cycle. Okay, so 50 and 50 come off one side, 25 and 25 come off the other side, and it creates 2 dual team payouts at €40 a piece, or around $50. You're $160 in profit, and all you did was tell 2 friends who got it, who want to max out the pay plan. And that's what's so phenomenal about this company, is it's not really hard. It's work, but it's not hard work. It's simple, because all we're doing is showing people. We do 2 things. We make money, we save money. That's all we do. We're not running around town in our juice man truck trying to get people to buy our juices, or we're not telling people they need face cream because they look old. We're not out there trying to sell weight loss pills because, hey, you could drop a few pounds. You need to take these weight loss pills. We have a product that each and every man, woman, and child on the face of this earth needs. Everyone, whether they know it or not. And if they don't know it, it's our job to educate and inform them that they do, because our currencies are not going to be around that much longer. we're going to be able to barter with this gold. And we're going to be able to buy the things that our family needs, and we're going to be able to keep our families afloat because we were smart enough to jump on over that fence and get involved. So that's it for now, David. Back to you.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Tammy. Wow, what a great presentation and overview of Karatbars. I tell you, before we actually started the Hangout, I just said to Tammy, I said, thank you so much. You know, we've been doing these Google Hangouts now for, wow, I think now for 2 months. And every single Tuesday at 9 o'clock UK time, we show up. And Tammy is always here to support me. So all I can say is you are in good hands. We are a good team. And all you have to do now is make a decision, you know, and get back to the person who introduced you on this Hangout and get your questions answered. Tammy, I've got a few questions come through.
Okay. Absolutely.
The first question I've got is, what's the best way to find my first 2 people?
The best way to find your first 2 people. It depends. You know, I ask people when I'm mentoring and training them, I ask them, what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? You know, some people, their strengths might be online. You know, I'm not an online person. I'm a face-to-face, ear-to-ear, Skype-to-Skype person. So my best way is just talking to people. And I interview them. I don't just let anybody join my team. You know, I'm not gonna let someone join my power leg that's not going to do anything with the business. Their determination needs to be higher than my expectations of them. And, you know, if they're coming in and they just want, you know, I might do something with it, I'm going to stick them over there under Aunt Mabel and, you know, let them work over there with her. But if they want to be in my power leg, they have to show me. They have the 3 Ds. They have dreams, desires, and determination. And a lot of people may be uncomfortable asking people that, but when you posture yourself correctly, you don't have to be an expert on gold. Be an expert on yourself. Believe in yourself. And it may take you a few times before you get it right, but practice in front of the mirror and ask people, you know, and are you hungry? You know, I bring people into this business that are hungry, that want to make money, that are willing to do what it takes in order for this to fully change their life. Now, maybe that's not your strength. Maybe it's online. You know, with this team, we do have an online sales funnel. I'm just not big on that simply because I'm a relationship person. You know, I want to know who I'm talking to. I want to know who I'm working with. And I truly feel, and it's possible once you connect with someone on the internet, it is possible to build a relationship. But to me, I'm just more of a face-to-face kind of person. I tell everybody, don't be a secret agent. Tell everyone you know. Because if you don't tell them, somebody else is going to. Because very, very soon, there are some things coming with Karatbars that is going to absolutely blow your mind. My mind got blown this weekend in Aruba, and that doesn't happen very often. But there's some things coming that weren't even supposed to be announced until much later. But Harold couldn't keep it to himself, and he's like a big kid, you know, going, "No, I got a show, I got a show." So there are some things that are happening that, wow, I can't say any more than that because it's very exciting. But I'm just really excited to be a part of this. So just if you're on this call and you're not in Karatbars, just get your free position and get your package, because a year from now you're going to go, oh my gosh, I remember being on that Google Hangout and I didn't do anything. I didn't take action. Take action. I have sat and watched people, because they did not take action, lose out on over $2 million in Karatbars. So take action. Because he didn't take action. Not when I told him to. And he finally did, but not when I told him to. And, you know, I was looking out for his best interest, not mine. And I told him that in the beginning, and a lot of people don't believe that. I'm not looking out for anybody's interest but yours and the people that are on this team.
Great. I've got a couple more questions, Tammy. I've got what's the best way to get started in Karatbars?
The best way to get started in Karatbars is to first build that relationship with your sponsor, whoever brought you into the company. Then get on a Skype call or some kind of everybody in Karatbars needs Skype. Okay, I hated Skype. I thought it was stupid, and I was like, this never worked. This is crazy. But Skype is 90% of how I communicate now. So everybody needs a Skype account. You need to get with me on Skype, and let's walk through some things. There's a couple of the best two websites that I think are the best. The first is allaboutkaratbars.com. You can learn everything you need to know about Karatbars on that website. You don't have to know everything, but it's sure nice to know that you have a place to go. Like if somebody asks you a question or something, you would be able to answer it. But once you add me on Skype, then you just ask me the question in Skype. You type it in, I type you back the answer. So that makes it a little bit easier. The second thing is karatgoldmine.com. This is a group of people who are very unselfish. It was founded by three individuals who have been multi-seven-figure earners in other companies, and they have banded together in Karatbars and dropped all of their other businesses and are there for the people. They don't care if you're on their team or not. They just want everyone in Karatbars to be successful. They do calls all the time, but they record the calls. They're put up there so you can listen to them directly from your computer. They've got some strategies, especially the power leg strategy that is just working, because people who have never ever made money in this industry are now making money, and because what they're doing works. So that's the first three things I would do, is to connect with your sponsor, get your sponsor in connection with me. Most people know how to find me, unless I'm, hiding. And then go to allaboutkaratbars.com, study up, think of it as your employee handbook. Okay, that's when you start a new job, you got to learn the handbook, so that's our employee handbook. And then go over to karatgoldmine.com and really plug into what they're doing, because whatever they're doing, it's working. I mean, I know what they're doing, but it is working. So, all right, next question.
Next question is, what is the best first exposure to share with prospects?
What's the best first exposure? I think it depends on the prospect. I would try my best to get them to a live webinar. Calculate the time for me. Right now here it's almost 4, so 11 my time is, we're 6 hours difference. Yeah, I think we figured this up last week. I think it's 5 p.m. your time. Yeah, 5 p.m. your time, every day, 7 days a week, including Saturdays and Sundays, because that's in the 7 days of the week. But it's at karatbarswebinar.com. Let them listen to an expert. Here's another thing that you can say to someone, okay? Recently, a friend of mine who knows one of the top financial advisors here in the U.S., Matt Reddick, who you might have seen on Fox and Friends or the Today Show, shared information with him, and he shared it with me. It's completely incredible, and I would be remiss if I didn't pass it along. He simply asked me this question, and I'm going to ask you the same. If you could save money in gold, physical gold, shipped to your door, and make serious money at the same time, would you be open to hear about it, yes or no? If yes, grab a pen and write this down. And then you give them the time of the webinar, and then you give them the website of the webinar and let them know this is live. We do this for you guys twice a day, every day. And this is something that makes it so easy to build your business, is you're simply taking yourself out of the equation. You're saying, I've got a friend who knows a guy who's in the top 1% of financial advisors in the U.S., and he told my friend about this, and I thought about you. I think that this would be a good program for you. So if I ask you, would you be willing, let me say it again. If you could save money in gold that's actually delivered to your house, and make a good living doing it, would you be interested? I'm not sure that anybody would say no. Because that way, you don't come across as the expert. You're saying, hey, I got a friend that's got a friend that's real successful, okay? And his real successful friend told him about this incredible opportunity, and I had to tell you about it. So if you could save in gold and make really good money doing it, would you be interested? No, I don't think so. Really? I think the answer is yes. And then you give them the time of the webinar and karatbarswebinar.com. So that's how I would handle it face to face. I have another one. People, I'm real big on striking up conversations with people. My husband jokes all the time I talk to a tree about Karatbars, and I would if I thought the tree could upload his KYC documents and buy a package and refer a couple of tree friends. But when I'm in a store or something, and I'm not overbearing whatsoever. I'm just sweet little old me, and I'll start talking to them about anything. Doesn't matter the weather, a recipe, something like that. And then I ask them what they do for a living, and they tell me, and I'll say, do you love it? Do you love it? Most people don't love their job. They do their job because it's the means to an end. At the end of the month, they got to pay their bills, and that's the means to the end, is working the job that they're not really liking. So I tell them, well, I am a wealth specialist. And they look at you kind of funny, and you say, well, I sell wealth insurance. And then they look at you even more funny. And they say, well, what is that? And I said, I teach people how to save money in the correct way by exchanging their paper currency for gold bullion, 1 gram, 2.5 grams, and 5 grams at a time. If I had a safe in my car, do you want me to put $100,000 worth of cash in it or $100,000 worth of gold and tell you couldn't open it for 10 years? And their response is 99.99999% of the time, I'll take the gold. Great. Let me show you how in 10 years you'll have your own safe full of gold if you just follow what I'm doing.
Thanks, Tammy. I've got that website that you mentioned. They're just asking me for it. The Karatbar, I think, 1 grand.
There's allaboutkaratbars.com.
That one. And what's the other one? Is
karatgoldmine.com.
That's the one, karatgoldmine.com.
And I'm going to give you a new one, and this is for people.
Give me 1 sec, because I'm just gonna pop that one through. Okay, that's done.
We just started this thing called the 1 a Month Gold Club. These are for people who really are not sure if they can, get their 2 people right away. And that's the thing, is if some people can't, and we don't want them to feel bad about not being able to do that. But the 1 a Month Gold Club is based on the premise that you come in, you purchase the package, and you're in a club. It's an exclusive gold club. Everybody's got a club. You got a knitting club, you got a book club, you got a golf club, country club. Everybody's got a club. From the time they were little, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts, they're all clubs, right? So as you grow up, you get into other clubs. So you're inviting them to your exclusive club, your gold club. And the only qualifications for the 1 a Month Gold Club is that you come in, you buy your package, and you exchange. What's that noise? You exchange your paper currency for 1 gram of gold a month. And you bring one more person into the club that purchases a package and buys a gram of gold a month and brings one person into the club. It's a slower way to build the business, but here's a question I have to ask everyone. I'm going to tell a story first. I have a friend named Dr. Tim Adair. Okay, he's a specialized chiropractor. He says he has more degrees than the thermometer. And so he says, you know, I spent $200,000 of my own money going to school in 10 years of my life. And he said, and I spent $2,000. This is back when the euro was up a little bit against the dollar. $2,000 of my own money, 5 minutes from Karatbars, and I'll make more money with Karatbars this year than I'll make as a specialized chiropractic, whatever he is. He has some big, huge title with a bunch of syllables in it. But you know, the fact that I don't care who you are. I don't care how much education you have. All you have to have is passion and determination. And once you have those two things and you mix them together and you get a little bit of knowledge under your belt, you're off, because you will not stop talking about this. You won't be able to sleep. You start losing weight. You know, it's a great diet program. You know? But it's just one of those things that, you know, you just really have to get in your comfort zone as far as that goes. So I wouldn't send them to learn about karatbars.com until they're an affiliate, because that's the training page. I wouldn't send them to karatgoldmine.com because that's more of a training page. But the 1 a month Gold Club is a great place to send. Or also ask them to go on YouTube and watch videos. And he's telling you, get your hands on as much gold as you can. You know, and you know, or get them to a live webinar. That's the ultimate thing, is if you can get them to a webinar and their interest level is a 5 when they come to the webinar, they'll leave there about an 8. But you need to follow up with them. And that's what a lot of people miss the boat, is somebody goes to a webinar, then they never follow up with them. Or they follow up with them and then they say no, so they just forget about them. Well, they're not saying really no. They're just saying not right now. So maybe you have to follow up with them 5 or 6 times, because their right now is not right now, but it could be next week or next month or next 6 months. So follow-up is key. Keep in touch with your no's, because I've had so many no's become yeses. And once you get to the yes, then, you know, all you do is you mentor them. You know, we have a saying, each one teach one. You know, everybody's teaching everyone else how to be a leader in this business, and that's what this is truly all about, is we want an army of leaders, of people that are willing to step up, do whatever it takes for their team to succeed.
There we go, I'm back. Thanks, Tammy.
You're welcome.
Wow. Wow, look at that, eh? We got on at 9 o'clock, and now it's UK time, it's 10 o'clock. What a great overview, you know. It's fantastic. So all I can say is thank you so much, and thanks to all the viewers. Thanks for the questions. And what I would suggest you do is watch it again. Yes, go back and watch it again, because there was some fantastic golden nuggets in there. And get back to the person who invited you on this Google Hangout. And yeah, Tammy, I'm gonna call it a wrap. I'm gonna say thank you very much.
Just remind it.
You want to add one last thing then?
I do. I'm busting right here. Let me add it. Just remember, guys, we're doing this every Tuesday night for you guys. You know, so, you know, don't come alone. If you're already in Karatbars, if you're in, get started. If you get started, get committed. Okay? And being committed means not coming to a Google Hangout by yourself. You have 7 days to find at least 1 or 2 people to get on this Google Hangout. You may have to ask 10 people to get 1 or 2 on, but that's okay, because those other 8 or 9 people are going to wish they were here. And the people that are on the webinar or the Google Hangout are going to be happy that you invited them. So love people enough to share this with them. Don't be afraid. Don't have what we call a chicken list, people that you're afraid to talk to. Talk to everybody, because the most intelligent people get this the quickest. Talk to your doctor. Talk to your lawyer. Talk to your accountant. I recruited a customs agent in Aruba. Who does that? So Talk to any and everybody, because there are things going on in people's lives that you don't know about. Be that person that is the change in that person's life, and they will thank you. So that's all I have. So we can wrap it up. Be sure, don't come alone. I mean, if you can't find anybody, do come. But what I'm saying is, ask as many people as you can to join you next week, and say, hey, you know, you got to come hear what we're doing. You got to hear this, and because if they don't get involved, you know, you can't expect to have a difference in your future unless you change what you're doing today. You know, people are getting up, going to work, driving home, eating dinner, watching TV, going to bed, getting up, driving to work, coming home, watching TV, eating dinner, going to bed, and it's this constant vicious cycle. And they're miserable. But we have a solution. And the more people that we tell about the solution, you know, I've been on so many companies where people get up here and they're just hype. We got the greatest program in the whole world. I can say that with conviction. I don't have to yell it. I don't have to scream around, jump around and tell you how wonderful Karatbars is. I can say it with conviction, honesty, and truth because I've lived it. And you can live it too.
Thanks, Tammy. Fantastic. Well, get back to the person who invited you on the Google Hangout. Leave some comments down below, and I'll get them answered. Tammy, thank you so much. You're awesome, and I'm going to call it a wrap.
It's a wrap. Thank you, guys. Good night.